Hey class, this is Professor Levenstein here. I wanted to take a look at what MyMathLab looks like when you log in for the first time. So we've got this math reasoning course that we're taking, and here we have what MyMathLab is looking like. If you click on the top left, you can see a lot of different things here. We have a textbook option, e-text contents right here. You can take a look at the actual book chapters, read through that. That's important for a lot of the conversions you'll have, yards to feet, that kind of thing. So there's all our chapters. We're not going to cover all of them, but that's the entire ebook. Now the assignments I have for you guys will be under this button right here. And I have one up at the moment when I'm recording this video. 2A homework. Okay, so this is what I have assigned for you. So if you click on that, you'll see that we have 37 questions on this homework, which they won't take very long. A lot of these questions are pretty short, but you will need a calculator and some paper, and you'll have to write down some things to get the answer. Okay. So I wanted to maybe look at a few of these questions with you guys today. So if you click on a question, when I say question 5, I clicked on, I believe. So we're looking at these questions that are assigned. So the first few we have is read the question at the top, take a look, does it make sense, yes or no, why, that kind of thing. If we go down to question 5, that's where the math actually starts. So I wanted to review a few things real quick. If you've forgotten how to deal with fractions, this is kind of where we need to review. All right, so if you're multiplying fractions, what you have to do is multiply across the top and across the bottom. All right, so let's say you have the 4/5 times 1/3. What you have to do with this, let me actually give me a little bit more room. So what you have to do with this is multiply the top and bottom across whenever you're multiplying. So 4 times 1 is 4, and 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, so there's your answer. You can't reduce this, 4 over 15. Now some of these are adding. For example, C, you have 1/2 plus 3/2. All right, now when you're adding and subtracting fractions, this denominator has to be the exact same number for that to happen. And you're only going to add or subtract the top, okay, which is the numerator. So we're good here. We would take 1 plus 3 is 4. And then, again, you're not doing anything with the denominator. We're going to keep the 2. So 4 divided by 2 is just 2. And that's your answer for that. So if you had one, for example, 7 over 9 minus 1 over 3, well, these denominators are, again, different. So we need to actually get the same denominator. So to do that, we can multiply the top and bottom by 3. So that gives us 9 down here. And then up here we have 1 times 3 is 3. So 3 over 9 is our new fraction. So we're looking at this. 7 over 9 minus 3 over 9. Okay, now we have the same denominators. So we'll subtract the numerators, 7 minus 3. And you get the answer. All right. Question 6. Here we have decimals. You want to convert to a fraction. Okay, so to do that, let's say we have the 6.5. All right, so you have one number after the decimal. So to do that, we can look at it in a different way. We can look at it as 65 over 10. All right, so if we had 6.51, We could look at that as 651 over 100. We have two values. So the values really tell us how many zeros are after the 1. Okay? So then if you can reduce them, you need to. So let's try to reduce this 65 over 10. 65 over 10, I'm going to get a new stylus here pretty soon, so bear with me. We can actually divide by 5. 5's in common between both of these numbers. So you can use your phone calculator and just do the simple division if you need to. So I'm just going to use my phone. I have my phone right here. So 65 divided by 5 is 13. And 10 divided by 5 is 2. So that's how you reduce down a fraction. 13 halves is the answer for this. So that's kind of how question 6 is going to work. Now question 7 is very simple. They want you to convert these fractions to a decimal. So like 1/4, for instance. You would just go strictly to your calculator and to take 1 and divide by 4, and you should get 0.25. So that's all you're doing with these. 23 divided by 6. Go to your calculator, divide that out. You get 3.8333 and keeps repeating. So pay attention to how it wants you to round it when you type in your answer. It might have you round it here. It might let you go all the way out. But take a look at that and round it how they want you to. All right, going on to question 10. This one, you're looking at pounds that you're going to pay for 8.3 pounds of bananas at $1.93 a pound. So what you're doing with this one is you're taking your pounds, which is 8.3, and you're going to multiply that by the cost per pound. All right, so that's going to get you the answer on this one at $16.02. Here's my decimal. Okay. Going down to question 17. Some of these are two-step problems, and this is one of them. All right, so on this one, we're looking at a hot tub and a hose, filling it up. So the hose is flowing at 4.81 gallons per minute. All right, so now we need to think about gallons per hour because the problem is asking how many hours it will take to fill up the hot tub. So what I like to do is take a look at these fractions and use my conversions. Okay, so I need gallons per hour. So I know in 1 hour we have 60 minutes. Okay, now if I multiply across and divide, these minutes will cancel out. So if I take 4.81 times 60, that will tell me how many gallons per hour. All right, so 4.81 times 60, 288.6. And we're left with gallons up here and hours down there, gallons per hour. All right. So now we have a hot tub that has 304 gallons. And we're going to fill that up. So now we're going to use our conversion and see how long it will take. Okay, so if I want to make the hours stay and the gallons divide out, I need to flip this. So I know in 1 hour I've got 288.6 6 gallons. So these gallons would cancel out like this, and you're left with the hour. Okay, so we're actually going to divide 304 by 288. All right, so that's equal to about 1.05. And we're left with hours. Okay. So there's a quick look at the homework. I want to go over those problems with you guys. Hopefully that is helpful. Again, take a look at the textbook, the ebook, and if you get help, if you need help rather, click on View an Example, and it will step you through a very similar problem to what you're working at. Okay, that's kind of what it looks like. There should be a View an Example on most of these problems that you have for your homework. All right, well, good luck. Get started on the homework, and I'll see you guys soon.